Having children was part of the plan for the Moss family. Giving birth during a pandemic was not. The Adelaide couple welcomed twins Jude and Maeve last March, just as COVID began its spread across Australia.
We knew that having twins, there would be a bit of extra time in hospital and a bit of an extra stay, but we didn't in any way, shape or form expect a pandemic to be at the same time.
The onset of COVID wasn't the only complication. The twins were 5 weeks premature and needed to stay in the special care unit long after Amy Moss went home.
I was the only one that could go back in to see them in hospital. Tim couldn't come with me due to the COVID rules. It was one visitor, and because I was feeding, I was the one visitor for both of them.
Midwifery academic Dr. Zoe Bradfield says they are far from alone in that experience. Now she's researching the long-term effects on the Mosses and other families in a world-first study exploring the impact of COVID-19 on maternity care. She surveyed parents, doctors, nurses, working midwives and midwifery students.
There have been increased levels of anxiety across each of the 5 stakeholder cohorts.
She's had almost 5,000 responses in 6 weeks, with a broad range of people keen to share their experiences. Dr. Bradfield puts it down to asking the right questions at the right time.
Did you feel like you received timely and informative information regarding the impacts of COVID-19 on your babies? So women and their partners or support people, they didn't agree with that to the same degree that practitioners did. So there's this disconnect between the consumers and also the providers of maternity care.
The Walsh family welcomed their second child, Teddy, during Victoria's hard lockdown. Complications meant Tiff Walsh was rushed for an emergency caesarean and didn't see her new baby for over 24 hours.
It was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life, like to the point that I was diagnosed with postpartum anxiety and depression. That I've actually got PTSD from it all.
Things didn't improve once she was discharged.
I think there's only so much that can be offered over a phone call. The actual physical assessment just wasn't able to be done.
Women who have experienced pregnancy loss, those who babies have had untoward outcomes, they have felt even more alone during this time.
One of the midwives involved in the study has told the ABC that the COVID-related move to telehealth services has hit disadvantaged women in particular. She says the loss of face-to-face care has meant women living in situations of domestic violence or those who speak English as a second language were at a higher risk for complications during pregnancy.
Maternity service workers, the way that they provide care has changed too, so their inability to see women face to face, and that has caused, distress to them as well. Every single cohort has told us that there's been a silver lining. So whilst none of us would welcome this adversity at any time, there have been some things that have happened during this time that are actually been okay.
We're so grateful for the medical care that we have in Australia, and we're grateful for stringent rules and regulations to make sure that everyone stays safe in, these really, really uncertain times.